All right, y'all. What is good? As you can see, we got our boy Jamari here. I don't even know what's going on with YouTube. Things like bugging. Got the comments all the way up. But anyways, bro, this is post Mike Tyson's fight, and let me just say, had I not had Netflix like a lot of other people, we probably would not watch that, dude. The fights leading up to the main card, they were good. The fights leading up to the main card, they were good. Um, you know, I think what's the name, Katie Taylor or whatever, and Sornato or whatever. She got robbed, bro. She got robbed. I don't care, bro. With a point deduction and to lose by 1 point doesn't make any sense whatsoever. She got robbed. The Ramos, I believe, Ramos or Ramos, I believe his name is pronounced. That ended in a draw. That was a good fight as well. And then the first fight was pretty decent. Y'all, let me just say this about the main card, the main fight between Jake and Mike. I mean, if we expected anything different, you're goofy for that. The fact of the matter is, it's a young man sport, and Mike could not move. He can still swing. He still got power, but he got no balance. He got no agility. He got no footwork. He's stiff. He's stiff. So Jake was just able to kind of dance around them. And the fact that Mike was able to last 8 rounds, go all 8, the full distance, is a big plus to him. Hats off to him. But I'm curious, to learn, at this point in time, who can Jake fight next? That's interested in fighting. We saw Gervonta Davis. He made a comment. We'll see if that happens. But, I mean, at this point, with Jake Paul, let's try to, get real boxers. Not just real boxers, active boxers. I'm not going to say real boxers. Let's get people who are active at this point in time. I know he's always trying to go for the big name, but at the same time, it's like, sometimes you got to work your way up. I think that's what the whole issue is. He's trying to skip over that. Boom. Just start getting the big names, which he can. He can get those paydays. I mean, I'm pretty sure the winner out of this got 40 million and the loser got 20. Hey, that's a payday. So let's see, who comes down the pipeline, who ends up fighting him next. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this video from Jamari.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Obviously, this is not my normal setup. I am on the road, but I did have some time today, so I wanted to talk about the fight last night between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Unfortunately, Mike Tyson did lose by decision, but I am glad there were no knockouts, at least on Jake's part. Overall, the fight was very disappointing on several fronts, so...
He was just getting bopped in the head the whole entire time, bro. That dude could not move.
Let's talk about it. And before I even
biting his glove,
start, let me just preface this by saying the only influencer boxing match worse than this one was probably the Dylan Dennis versus Logan Paul special, where Dylan just refused to throw a punch. He made the whole thing kind of a joke. And in the meantime, Logan Paul could literally not knock out an immobile target who was not moving. I mean, the guy was just standing there taking blow after blow, pause, and Logan just could not get the job done. Now let's talk about a couple of things that happened before the fight. At the final weigh-in, Mike does come out, junk out and all, and he ends up actually slapping up Jake Paul after he stepped on his foot. A lot of people thought this was a purposeful tactic by Jake. Some people were saying it was set up. Some people found it strange that Jake kind of crawls up on all fours like a gorilla. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but Mike looks pretty genuinely pissed right there. This is what Jake would say after getting slapped.
I didn't even feel it. He's angry. He's an angry little elf. Mike Tyson, I thought that was a cute slap, buddy, but tomorrow you're getting knocked out. I'm f***ing him up, Burial. I'm f***ing him up. He hits like a... It's personal now. It's personal now.
Oh, man, bro.
He must die!
Listen, guys, I don't know if it's the fact that Jake Paul is the first influencer to develop CTE, or if that's just the steroids raging through his body, but Mike Tyson would indeed not die in that ring. Here's what Jake's mom would say after she saw her little boy get slapped.
I'm gonna kill Mike Tyson for you.
Seeing the behind the scenes thing, it just makes everything after watching the fight. It just literally makes everything so like corny. I don't know.
Fucking little bitch.
You slap harder than him.
He's like, remember all those times you abused me, Mom? Then Jake started talking really crazy before the fight, saying, I believe I could beat Mike Tyson during any phase of any part of his career.
Dude, it's the fact that this dude is 58 years old and you couldn't knock him out. If he was 27, if he was 25, whatever you want, going against you, and you couldn't knock him out now, and he couldn't even move, oh.
My guy, if you went into the ring with like a 25 to 35-year-old Mike Tyson, he would have literally flatlined you in 10 seconds. Like, let's say back in the 80s or 90s, this would be like a popular musician or a popular movie star wanting to box Mike. You know how much back then that absolute killer would have loved to just fuck someone like this up? He probably would have done this shit for free. Before the fight, Mike even had his whole ass out.
What's your prediction?
This is so funny.
Vicious win.
Dude, how did they do this?
Thank you, Dad. Love you. Love you too.
And this was actually a really big foreshadowing because from here on out, the rest of the stream would just be absolute ass. I mean, Netflix claims that they prepared for all the traffic coming to their platform.
No,
it's going to be Netflix's biggest live sports event to date.
Bro, I had to switch to my phone, bro. I had to switch to my phone to be able to watch it, bro.
But the streamer tells us everyone from IT to production has put their all into preparation and will be ready to combat any and all technical issues that may arise. Well, basically like 500 million people were watching this fight at once. Or I guess I should say they were trying to watch it because they were just staring at a buffering screen. I was actually down in the lobby of this hotel last night trying to watch the fight with like a little crowd of people. And this motherfucker was back there trying to load up Stream East on the side, okay? He had a laptop. I mean, this is how sad it got, guys. At one time, Antonio Brown was streaming the video on Twitter, and you had 6.6 million concurrent viewers watching. Keep in mind, this is a view from the actual stadium. You know, there at AT&T, they got the big old Jumbotron, so someone just set up a phone there, and he collected all those Twitter shekels. I mean, the fact that one man's phone could handle a 6.6 million viewer live stream, but Netflix was apparently totally unprepared for this traffic. It's just hilarious. This is not the first time this has happened for Netflix when they've tried to put on a live event. People anticipated they might even buy Netflix just to view this one event.
Now just wait. Now the NFL's moving over there to Netflix. Watch what's going to happen.
And then the shit doesn't even work. When it comes to actual boxing, it was a snooze fest. Mike's legs got wobbly around the third round. I think he was pretty gassed. And at the end, it really just seemed like Jake, just out of pure respect, was not going to knock this man out. He was kind of just giving him jabs, kind of securing the win. I think Mike only threw like 85 punches total or something like that, and very few of them connected, this being one of them. And I'm not really seeing that much power behind that punch at all. As you guys can see, Jake remained relatively unfazed. I wish so bad that someone would just sleep this guy. He keeps calling out Canelo. Listen, Canelo, I know you're like a charity man. I know you like to do things for the local community. I mean, you could put some serious philanthropy on your resume by knocking this motherfucker out. And this is how you know this shit was so fake. At the end of the fight, you know, Jake was bowing down to him for about 10 seconds there. And I wish that Mike would have just taken this moment right here.
That's what I'm saying. Just sleep him. My bad. Speaker was on. Hey, you just sleep him right there.
And just teed off on his head like when you're in T-ball and the ball's just sitting there. All you gotta do is swing. And you know, Mike looks like he kind of thought about it.
Oh, wow.
Tyson.
But instead he sticks out the hand. Okay, we're looking at a new era of Mike Tyson. And sadly, you know, when it comes to his physique, I thought that Mike looked pretty good.
Look at that
It
back.
did appear that he was training really hard for this fight for close to over a year. But sadly, guys, Father Time ends up coming for absolutely.
Yeah, Father Time comes. But then also, too, you go 4 months back, this dude was in a wheelchair after his surgery.
Everyone, this man is almost 60 years old at this point, and he really just could not last. His best chance was just to go like all out for the first probably 2 or 3 rounds and just totally gas himself out and maybe try and get the knockout, but it really just wasn't happening, and it was pretty apparent very early on in the fight. Here, Jake Paul
It's like
praised
a little kid going against the grandpa. This looks so goofy.
Mike. He says he's the GOAT.
First and foremost, Mike Tyson. It's such an honor. Let's give it up for Mike, bro. He's a legend. He's the greatest
Oh, then what Logan Paul said too. Hold
to
on.
ever do it. Obviously the toughest, baddest man on the planet, so it was really tough, like I expected it to be.
So there, Jake's just showing some respect. After the fight, you obviously got Logan standing around in the background trying to get his airtime. You know he always tries to make these situations about himself. And when Mike tells him, hey, I want to fight you too, Logan, this is what Logan says.
Logan, I think he said you might be next. Motherfucker, I'll kill you, Mike.
Now, I won't lie, I think even like a 60-year-old Mike Tyson might beat up on Logan Paul. Not that I want to reopen Pandora's box here, guys, but this guy couldn't even knock out Dylan Dennis when he wasn't even moving. You know, when it comes to Jake, at least he has all those knockouts on his resume. It might not be the most impressive fighters. But for Logan, it's like, bro, you never even won a boxing match, okay? You're lunchly, businessman. Whooped your ass multiple times. After the fight, Tank Davis would post this on Instagram where he says, to the bozo that shared the ring with Mike, you a whole bozo for this, and you didn't get the job done, shithead. Here, Jake would confirm to
It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous.
a reporter that he was apparently taking it easy on Mike once he saw those legs get a little bit wobbly.
At any point, did you start to take your foot off the gas just a little bit because you noticed he was tiring out?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a bit. I wanted to give the fans a show, but I didn't want to hurt someone that didn't need to be hurt.
I mean, yeah, honestly, last night if he would
Oh my God. And then why is this a fight? Why was this a fight in the first place?
have just like brutally knocked out Mike Tyson, I mean, he might have gone down in history as the biggest douche of all time, and he's already, in the running for that, but...
Did you feel Mike's power at all?
No,
He hit you with one, and you gave him the tongue.
but it didn't actually hurt. No one's punches have really hurt. I got buzzed a little bit against Tommy Fury, but that's about it.
This was early in the fight. People were saying, oh, Mike still got it in him.
Then this jab right there that really knocked Jake back.
I don't know how Jake claims that this punch cannot have affected him.
It knocked him off balance.
That's that
At
power
least.
we wanted to see. Ooh. Other people were saying, yo, this fight had to be rigged. This is nothing like what Mike looked during his sparring sessions, during his training footage.
That's what I'm saying, bro. He couldn't even move.
I mean, obviously, there's a big difference between going through practice and going into the actual game.
But look at his legs here. I mean, there was a couple videos where he kind of lost balance, but at least
I'm sure other
they're
people
stable.
out there who have played sports, not even boxing, but really like anything else, have known guys who were cold as fuck in practice, but when it came down to the game, they were cheeks. And then after the fight, they apparently asked him if Canelo would be his next fight, and Jake says, I don't need
Y'all, wait.
Canelo, he needs me.
I got that
And
Bears
do think
game
that
on in
Jake
the
will
back.
continue
It
to
was
fight
crazy.
undersized guys who were like way out of their prime or just from a whole different sport. Like, look at the opponents he's had. He beat retired NBA player Nate Robinson 40. Okay, that's his first fight,
I'm just saying, why can't he fight a box? I'm not saying they have to be the biggest boxer in the world, but just work your way up, man. Like, he could fight Ryan Garcia. He could fight somebody just current, bruh.
People just wanted to see what he could do. They were impressed with the knockout. Beat retired MMA fighter Ben Askren. He was 40.
Retired MMA fighter. Retired MMA fighter. Retired MMA fighter. Lost to the boxer. Beat a semi-retired MMA fighter. And that Nate Diaz fight was a joke. Beat a retired boxer.
To Tyron Woodley, 42.
This fight's somewhat
Now, Tyron
active.
was
That's
known
all
for
I'm
striking
saying,
in
bro.
his
It doesn't
UFC
have
career,
to...
but obviously, like, the striking in UFC, does it always translate well to boxing?
No,
Probably
it's
not.
not the
Then he
same.
goes in there and beats Anderson Silva, who was already 49 years old. People thought that was crazy. They thought that was like way too past his prime to fight. And then he obviously loses to the only boxer who was even close to his age, Tommy Fury, and also the only person who was really like a professional boxer. Beat semi-retired MMA fighter Nate Diaz at 39. I mean, everyone always says, oh, Nate's had this like iron chin, but even that fight was pretty garbage.
It was
And then
terrible. He didn't even do nothing.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Please. Please. Come on, Santos. What?
You're kidding me, bro.
beat up on Mike Tyson last night, 58 years old. You know, guys, I really thought that Mike could maybe turn back the clock for this one. I thought that he would look a little bit better than he did, but he did end up looking like an old man out there, and it was very sad to see. Like, I don't know, it felt like elderly abuse or something. It was just sad. And at the end of the day, you do have to give some credit to Jake. I mean, the guy is an expert at marketing. He's an expert at making money and putting on these events. I think he made like, I don't know, $50-60 million last night, which is just fucking insane. But yeah, I hope someone puts an end to his little social experiment that he's been doing for the last couple of years soon. But I don't know if he'll ever put himself in that sort of compromising position, because without boxing, and once he, you know, actually gets knocked out by somebody, I don't know how much he really has left in the tank. Like, I don't really see this guy going back to being an influencer or anything like that, going back to Disney. I don't know. Y'all let me know y'all's thoughts down below. I do want to...
He'll be straight. I think he'll be straight, even if he was to get knocked out. But I just think he wouldn't have the same pool that he has, where he can put on a fight and make, you know, dang near upwards of $30-40 million a fight. But looking at this, you can't make this up. You can't make... I mean, look at these guys' ages, bruh. These guys' ages, they're retired. They're not fighting no more. They did another sport. And the one person that did boxing and wasn't almost 60, he lost to. So that's something that you have to look at. So I don't know, man. I have no idea.
Thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing. I am sorry if the quality was not exactly up to par. Like I told you guys, I'm in this hotel room. The acoustics are ass. I'm recording this on a laptop. But it is what it is, guys. I'll catch y'all next week. I got a fire video coming, so y'all look forward to that. But as you guys know, it's been your boy, the Tan Superman, and some other fake boxing out here needs to be covered. So I'm out. Peace.
W video Jamari, man. I mean, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with this Jake Paul stuff, man. Interesting to see. Of course, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.